Hi everybody. Welcome to the High Peak Boot Camp tip of the week. I've taken an opportunity as we lead up into our boot camp session coming up to share a few thoughts and a few ideas. A lot of people have asked me about the boot camp and are interested in figuring out what the boot camp entails. And for the most part, the boot camp focuses primarily on business sales, digital marketing advice, giving you ideas, ways where you can grow your business, figuring out ways to maybe raising capital for your business, etc. There's a whole lot of topics that we're going to be going over and we're going to be posting that. But today, I thought I would take an opportunity to share with you some very wise words that were passed along to me many years ago. And this is part of the spirit or essence of what the boot camp entails. So I thought I would take an opportunity today to just share with you a few things. So the topic today for our short video is never forget where you came from. Never forget where you came from. Whether you've gone far in life or whether you're just starting off, where you start is very crucial and important. It sets the base and it sets the tone for pretty much everything you'll probably do in life. And part of my messaging today, or part of what I want to share with our viewers and some of the bootcamp participants, is that whether you're getting started on a project or whether you've just maybe taken the first step in doing something, or maybe you're in the beginning stages of something, never despise humble beginnings. Your beginnings and everything that you're doing in order to establish something is always important. How you go about doing it, the experiences you have in learning on what you're going to be doing or the steps you're going to be taking, whether, again, it's a business, an endeavor, maybe it's starting a new career, whatever it is. Never despise humble beginnings. There's a lot that you learn in the beginning of any process. And as a matter of fact, it creates a lot of the memories and a lot of the lessons that become stepping stones for your future. So part of my message today is to those that are starting out on things. Never despise humble beginnings. Maybe you've achieved a certain level of success. Maybe you have achieved a certain level of personal growth. Maybe you've really worked your way through life, have been consistent, have put a whole lot of work behind what you're doing. A wise man once told me, a very successful guy, as a matter of fact, that I was sitting down and having dinner with, told me, Emilio, never forget where you come from so you never go back. And what he was trying to relate to me is don't ever get comfortable. Don't ever get your foot off the pedal. Don't ever get in a frame of thought or in a state of mind that is going to encourage you to just try to coast. Some of us entrepreneurs are tired. Some of us, business owners, and maybe you're a stay-at-home mom or you're a career professional. It doesn't matter. But some of us, at some point in time, get tired of the race, get tired of the hustle, get tired of the grind. Remember, it's that grind and all the hard work you put behind it that has gotten you to where you are now, where you are today. Now is not the time to rest. I always tell this jokingly to people. I really don't ever plan on retiring because I think retiring, or the context of retiring, the way it's advertised and the way people, have a tendency to look at it, is you stop being productive, you stop doing things in life, you stop. And I think that once you do that, there's other things that come with that. I mean, psychologically, it takes a toll on you. I mean, there's a few Harvard studies that say that, most people who retire not only fall into depression, but have a tendency to accelerate and shorten their lifespan because of the fact that they're not being productive. They're not doing anything to contribute. So whether you're tired or whether you're middle-aged or maybe you've, been working, nonstop, whatever it is, remember that it's all that work, everything that you've put in that has helped you get to where you are today. And if you don't want to go back to the struggle, if you don't want to go back to the difficulty, if you don't want to go back to being broke, you got to keep working. You got to keep your foot on the pedal, and you got to keep moving forward. Both these statements, never forget where you come from and never forget where you come from so you never go back, have two different perspectives, right? But they're both true nonetheless. Which leads me to the third group, right? So I tried to tackle the first segment of my message on an individual who maybe is just starting off on something and not despising that beginning in their career or in their startup or whatever it is. I quickly moved over to maybe the person who is successful. Maybe they're ultra successful. Maybe they've gone far in life. Maybe they've done a lot of good things and they have, they're financially successful, personally successful. The third group that I thought I would add in the mix are the social media people. The people that have a tendency to want to put stuff online or want to display a front or try to help their friends believe or think that they're more successful than what they are. I have a message for those people too. Here it goes. Don't take yourself so literal. Don't take yourself so seriously. You're not that important. One of the things that I'm always reminded of is that with a group of friends and people that I'm connected with on social media, that even though I love to share a part of my life, my private life with my friends and those that I connect with, I'm always trying to be cognitively aware that there might be people who see that and may not be able to relate, or there may be people who are in a different, stage or season of their life. Be a little bit more sensitive to that, in your social network and the people that you're connected with. Be as genuine as you possibly can. Somebody who is always preaching and really shouting that from the rooftops is a guy like Gary Vee. If you're active on LinkedIn or on Instagram or even on YouTube, Gary Vee is someone who always talks about trying to be genuine. Don't try to be fake. Don't try to be anything that you're not. Always try to take the approach of being who you are and being genuine with other people. So although I'm veering off a little bit from my original message, I thought I would include that because today what I see a lot of, especially with even some of my business clients and the people that I work with, is that they're overdoing it and flaunting a lot of what they have, what they're doing, and where they're going. And I think that at times that has a place, but I also think there needs to be a balance, because before you know it, if those are the only things you're really posting, then people are going to think you're on a virtual vacation, or worse than that, they'll think that you probably don't work and have all the money in the world, which we know is probably not true. And how do I know that? Because statistically, there's only a select group of people in the world, in that 1% that probably have that ultra net worth, that don't have to work. So unless you've won the lottery, unless you have an inheritance, or unless you're the ultra wealthy, we're probably all working. And we're probably all working not only to make a living, but to be productive and to contribute to the world around us. Last but not least, never forget where you started, and never forget the people who helped you get to where you are today. Even if you're in a startup, or maybe in the beginning stage of a project, or maybe you've come along quite a way, you have to take a moment to reflect and think of who's helped me get to where I am today. Why? Because there's something that I am very big on, and that is, I think it's important that you always remind yourself of the people that have helped you the most, and always be as gracious and as grateful to those people, because without them, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Never ignore the importance of the people who helped you get to where you are today. I am the product of a lot of people. I am not a product of myself. I'm not a product that, I don't take pride in trying to be my own man and trying to go out there and, I claim my stake in the world and I figured out everything through trial and error. As a matter of fact, as I'm getting older, I realize that trial and error is like the worst way to live. And it's taken me a few years to learn that, right? But I've learned that I'm a product of the people who I've connected with. That's why I always tell my kids, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. Look around you. Look at the people that you're connected with. Look at the people that you talk to. Look at the people you're having conversations with. Look at the people who have helped you. Maybe it's an old boss. I've had a few of those. Maybe it's a mentor. I mean, people think I came out of my mother's womb as an entrepreneur, but I had a lot of jobs and I worked in a corporate career for many, many years. I learned through a lot of people that I reported through. When I got out of the corporate world and I went to start my own business back in 2005, I had a mentor who helped me along, who showed me the ropes in digital marketing, who showed me how to look at a sales prospect, who taught me how to consult, who taught me how to put together, a concrete strategic plan. All these things I learned through other people. And then there are people that have helped me in my personal life, have given me good advice, who have helped me, look at my kids differently so I could raise them differently. I am a product of all these people. And if you really look at your scenario, unless you're in a real dire situation or you're in a very extreme circumstance, it's the people that you've connected, that God has brought along the way, that have helped you become the person that you are. And there's nothing worse than to forget that. There's nothing worse than to ever become so pompous and so full of yourself and arrogant that they no longer become a significant piece or a pillar of how you've set your foundation, or how you've gone about building out a career, a business, or even in your own personal life. So my recommendation to you is to take inventory of those things. Never forget those people who've helped you. Never forget those people who were with you in dire moments. Sometimes people think that even in some of the successes I've had or we've had in our business that it's been overnight. It's taken so many years, moments of difficulty, moments where I was vulnerable, I was humbled. I continue to keep being humbled by situations that take place. And it's never ending. If you are an entrepreneur, and I just want to add that as a side note, if you own your own business, you plan on owning your own business, or you're an entrepreneur, it's time to stop the front. Too many scenarios and too many situations have set with too many business owners to know that we're only as good as yesterday, and we're only 30 days away from having to deal with a difficult situation or some kind of a problem. No matter how much reserves you have, we're in this on a daily basis. We're trying to make it on a daily basis. Let's be real here. Now, in the spirit of that message, I would like to offer a shout out to a few important people that have made, number one, my life worth living, but have also shaped my character and helped me become a better person. First person I want to give a little shout out to is Marlene, my significant other, who has been always a strong proponent for tough love and positive encouragement. The other person I'd like to give a little shout out to is Andy Rodriguez. And if he's watching this video, which I hope he is, you, my friend, started a big thing in me, and because you believed, and because you invested, and because you gave me time, and you were able to take my hand and show me the ropes, I've been able to have a wonderful career experience in digital marketing, and even as a business consultant. And even more importantly than that, or just as importantly, you taught me how to fish. You didn't give me fish, you taught me how to fish, which was the biggest lesson, or the bigger lesson, and that I'm ever forever grateful. The last person I want to, at least in this video, put a little shout out to is Pastor Rick Patterson. Pastor Rick Patterson has been a pastor to me and my family for many years. We still stay in touch. As a matter of fact, as of late, I've been connecting with him on Facebook Live, and it never ceases me to amaze me that no matter how many experiences he's been through, the ups, the downs, whatever you want to call it, he's still at it. He's still going at it. He's still teaching. He's still encouraging people. He's still trying to give people perspective. And for that, we are eternally grateful, and will always be. If you haven't had a chance, and just switching gears here, if you haven't had a chance to sign up for our business bootcamp, my recommendation is that you click on the link on this post. Why should you join our business bootcamp? Well, number one, if this video has done anything to shed light on the essence or the spirit in how we're doing this business bootcamp, I'm hoping I was able to successfully relay that to you. But just as importantly, I have had a very long career helping a lot of people over the years. I have been in many, many difficult, dire circumstances, both in my business, in the business with others. I've had an opportunity to look at over, 300-400 different business models, get an idea of how people generate and scale money because of the nature of what I do. So part of what we're trying to relay to people in this business bootcamp is to try to take a very organic but very balanced approach, meaning that we are going to go over things that will help you in building your business. We're going to go over things that will hopefully promote ideas. If you need to raise capital, I'm going to show you what I do firsthand, because that's what I do a good portion of my career these days, is help people raise money and raise capital for their dreams and their ideas, apart from running a digital marketing agency. But part of the other piece that we plan to interject in the business bootcamp is the essence of who we are as people, right? What makes us who we are, why we think the way we think, how to overcome a lot of psychological stumbling blocks and things that prevent us from being the best person we can be. And that's part of what we also want to relay in the boot camp. People don't understand that when you decide to become an entrepreneur or take that first step in starting a business, the psychological toll and impact that it plays is probably 90% of what you're going to be experiencing most of the time in getting your business off the ground and continually running it. It requires a tremendous amount of discipline. It requires a tremendous amount of perseverance, and there's a price you pay. Most business owners figure that out later on. They figure it out, 3 doctor visits later on, 3 hospital visits later on. They figure it out 3 pills later on. They figure it out 3 divorces later on. Those are things that I wish that I could share with others so that they prevent those kinds of problems, because if there's anybody in our society that is probably risking it the most, that's probably paying the highest price possible in order to be able to help others, give people an opportunity, is our entrepreneurs. They really are the backbone of our country. They're the backbone of our economy. And I have a special place in my heart for those people, because I'm an entrepreneur and I help out entrepreneurs every day. So my recommendation to you is listen to this video, consider attending our boot camp, click on the link, submit your info. Let's get you on the list. It's free of charge. Unless you decide to do other things with us later on or want to do private consulting on the site, it's free of charge. And I think you'll benefit a whole lot from that. With that being said, Emilio Yepes here with Lighthouse Internet Media and High Peak Institute. I hope you got a lot of my little tip today, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.